Hi, this is Kenya Cagle again, your MBA in film, who is going to be your mentor, and I'm going to get you through the film process. I'm going to help you get from beginning to end, especially if you're a guerrilla filmmaker. The information that I'm going to give you is not just based on the fact of what I've studied in school, but what I've done in practical application. I'm a filmmaker. I have over 20 films out, most of them feature films, been to festivals all across the country and around the world. I've won awards all over the place. Okay, like I said, I'm Kenya Cagle, MBA, and I'm going to teach you today how to cope with difficult people in the film industry. How to cope with difficult people in the film industry. This is a lesson that is not really taught in schools, and some people say it's a common sense lesson. But it's not common sense because if sense was so common, everybody would have it. And it's really important that you learn these lessons if you're going to deal with different people that come into your environment, into your world. The film industry is a strange world, but the film industry is just like any other world. Everybody, you have a variety of people. You have black, white, lesbian, gay, rich, poor. All types of people are going to be working with you. And when they work with you, they're going to expect, they're going to look, they're going to want to see someone that's professional. They're believing in your dream, they're believing in your product, but a lot of them are going to come with that stuff that they bring from the outer world into your world. Remember, we're in a world of false realities, a world where egos are tender, a world where stars are being made, and a world of divaness. And you have to deal with it all. And you have to realize this power cake that you have to bring to the end. You have to make a complete project, and you have to make a project that is good, one that's entertaining, and you have to complete it. Now, I told you earlier on, and we talked about the actors, and I mentioned that you have to have patience, talk with the actors in a low voice, and and you have to really listen. So those three things is going to help you to deal with the actors, and always, like I said, always talk to them with them in a low voice. Now, with the actors crew, everybody, never get in a debate about a particular subject. Don't get in a debate, right? Don't get in a debate about the blocking. Don't get in a debate about the writing. Don't get in a debate about what you're going to do with the film. In the end, it's your word, so you have to be clear on your vision in terms of where you're going, so that when you're talking to the actors, the cast, the crew, everyone, when you're talking to them, you know what your vision is and you don't become confused, right? You have to know what your vision is, because they're going to tell you what your vision should be. They're going to tell you why it ain't going to work. They're going to tell you why you're not a producer. They're going to tell you how unprofessional you are. They're going to tell you these things. They're going to tell you that because they're insecure. They don't know what they're doing. They want more, but they don't know how to get it. But they don't believe that you're going to get it. So the thing I have to tell you about not only being patient, you have to be flexible and you have to allow certain things. But don't get in a debate with them. Don't get in a debate with anybody. You're the one cashing the checks. You're the one writing the checks. You're the one making it happen. Right? And so now their expertise, and some of them who's never done nothing for nothing, right? Who think they can, right? And have every excuse in the world why they cannot, right? They're going to come to you and they're going to try and give you their thinking. And somehow you have to tell them or not tell them how they have to stay in their place and in their job. Actors are hired to act, writers to write, right? So on and so forth. And that's why they have unions and guilds in the industry, because it saves a lot of that ego crossover stuff. Now, I talk to you about the actors. One of the other things is we're going to talk about independent contractors and egos and groupies and lovers and all this kind of stuff. One of the first things you want to do as a producer. One of the first things I do is when we have our first production meeting, one of the things I talk about is gossip. And gossip is something that can kill the spirits, hurt people, and it can actually kill your entire production. Gossip is really, really dangerous. And the thing is, I let every actor know, every crew member know, everybody in or connected to the production, that gossip is something that we can't tolerate. When someone comes to you and they whisper to you, hey, you know what? I got something I want to tell you about Johnny, right? They tell you, I got something I want to tell you about Johnny. And Johnny's not there. And Johnny can't defend himself because Johnny doesn't know this is being said about him. You know, Johnny was in the drug den the other night and did it, right? And he's telling you all this about Johnny, and you turn to him and you say, "Well, Steve, you know that's really some interesting stuff." But Steve, do you mind if I go and tell Johnny what you just said to me so that we can figure out and see what we're gonna do? And Steve's going, no, don't tell Johnny, right? Because Steve's intentions was to hurt Johnny, was to bring Johnny down a notch, was to hurt you, was to get you involved in his fight with Johnny or whatever. So gossip is a killer that you don't want on your set. And you want every member of your cast and crew to know that with gossip, how dangerous it is, that you want them to know that when gossip comes up, that they have to nip it in the bud then. Because if something happens on that set and the gossip gets out of hand and people's feelings get hurt, and there have to be a conversation based on other people getting into other people's business, which happens on a lot of the sets all the time, especially before I started having these kind of talks, right? If you have to let them know that if there comes to a head, the person's responsible, if they're not the star, is going to be disinvited. Disinvited means there will not be any new call days for them. So you don't have to fire people. You just have to disinvite them. And disinvite them means that they'll never be on a call sheet again for the next day or any days after that, and that someone else will be playing that role, right? You don't have to fire anybody. Just get somebody else to play the role. Hey, listen, thank you very much for your time. Johnny, Jane, listen, thank you so much. But we're going to need someone else to do this character, right? We're going to need someone else to do the read. I'm going to go in another direction, right? That's it, right? You sometimes have to do that. And you have to do it in a kind, loving, right, way where there's not going to be a whole lot of panic and stuff. Your production manager will do it. Whoever you designate, your assistant would do it. Because, like I said, you want to have a buffer, but some of the things you have to do yourself. Firing people, I don't fire people, but disinviting people is something that I do myself, right? And I make sure that I let them know it's not personal. Normally, I have conversations. I'm laughing because I have a director that I'm working with, and she always say, when Kenya says, you know I love you, you know there's going to be a problem. But yes, you give them the positive first. The positive, you know I love you. You know I've been working with you. You know you're a great person. Sarah, you're really, really great. But we're having a problem with your attendance. You weren't in the other day. You didn't call in. You didn't call out. This is the third time you've been absent, right? And excuses only satisfies the person that makes it. Sarah said, yeah, you know what? I wasn't feeling well and my boyfriend isn't that, right? And she's going to have all the excuses. But excuses only satisfies the person that makes them. Remember that, right? A good excuse will stop you from doing anything. It will stop you from getting your production done. It will stop you from killing the gossip. It will stop you from all that. So no gossip, no excuses. We got a job to do, and always expect 100% from everybody. Expect it and demand it. And when you talk to them, tell them, hey, listen, I know this is not paying a whole lot of money, but this is everything that I dream of. I work hard for this. I take this serious. If you can't take it serious, I understand, but I take it serious. So can you do me a huge personal favor? Can you take it just as serious as I do? And those who can't, you have to get rid of them. Listen, we just dealt with gossip, how to deal with gossip. I'm going to come back. We got on the next segment, we're going to talk about more difficult people, problems that arise on the set. We're going to talk to you about lovers on the set and all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to talk to you about mobsters and gangsters. So these are true things that has happened on the set, and how to keep on going, how to deal with the difficult people in the film industry. Listen, thank you for listening. We're going to have a lot of fun on the next one too. Thanks a lot, and I'm going to see you at the top.